Shop Boys.
Yes, sir. My name is Josh. I'm from Wilmington, California. I'm in a band called Shop Boys, and I play drums and vocals. Sir, Shop Boys. Let's see. Honestly, it was first my guitarist and I, so Kevin, guitarist for Shop Boys. We were just playing like for a long time with like just a bunch of covers. Technically, just a duo, like just us two. Before we even had our homie Andres hop on bass, because we were actually looking for a bassist at the time. So at first, it was just two of us playing Shop Boys songs. We only had like 3-4 songs, and Shop Boys hasn't existed, and that wasn't even the name for it. But then eventually, our homie Andres just hit me up randomly saying, "Yo, can I join your band?" And I'm like, "Wait, for real? Like, this fool's serious?" He doesn't even know how to play bass, which that's the crazy part. So like, that was the cool part about it, that he didn't know how to play bass, and he was willing to learn to play bass for Shop Boys. And he actually had this like the perfect tempo. We didn't have to audition for like any other bassist. Bro just hopped on bass. He said he's willing to learn, and he learned. And from there, yeah, it was history, and Shop Boys was made. We had him in the band, and we made a lot of dope songs with us. So yeah, that's how Shop Boys started. I even got into hardcore. I used to be into all these bands like Darkness, Hyrax, Exhumer, Morbid Saint, Creator, a bunch of these thrash bands before I even got into hardcore punk. Like I was in high school when I was listening to all that thrash music, and you know I like that speed, so like it was pretty sick. And when I was listening to thrash at the time in high school, but then eventually I went deeper into hardcore punk, and I'm not gonna lie, it's like the same tempo as thrash metal, like but just more crusty, more messy, DRI type shit, Cryptic Slaughter. So I was just like, damn, like technically I fell more in love with hardcore than I fell more in love than thrash metal at the time. So now I'm in love with more hardcore, and I still listen to it. I still love it no matter what's in my blood, but I for sure listen to thrash to this day. So I like it. It's tight. It is spiking a little small joint.
Dude.
My first scene show, I'd say, like backyard, it was at Anaheim. It was my first show seeing PDW actually. I used to, funny story, I used to jam with PDW before they even became PDW. They used to have this old band. And yeah, technically after that, PDW existed, and I got to see them at Anaheim under a garage apartment. Like, it was weird, like the parking lot, and then it was an apartment. So that shit was titled my first ever scene show, and made me realize, like, damn, this just seems like fun. Like, it seems like anyone could do it. And I was young, I was like 16, 17, so I think that was my first show in Anaheim with P-Dubs. That shit was tight. It's a little embarrassing, but Metallica, I'm sorry. I used to be so like off Metallica at the time. It was kind of embarrassing, but it was Metallica and Megadeth. It was them two for sure. Like that got me into music, and then eventually from there I just learned how to like listen to hardcore punk and just search deep into it. Like I loved it. So those were the bands that influenced me to like continue to keep listening to music. Metallica and Megadeth. So random too. Like played out bands. Like fuck it. That shit was tight. Honestly, I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have TikTok. So I feel like that TikTok shit is kind of whack. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sorry. But I mean, I respect the bands that like want the clout and everything. I totally respect that. Like if you guys want to be out there like that, go ahead. You know, that's good actually for social media and for your band. But me personally, I feel like TikTok, and I feel like just TikTok in general is cringe. And I feel like you can still get your clout. Even the more shows you play and the more people you connect with and your connects to be out there, instead of being this weird little cringy TikTok band, you know? Because like I feel like that's kind of lame for me, in my opinion. No offense, you know, I'm not trying to offend people out there. Right now, yeah, I've been listening to a band called Willful Neglect, a hardcore punk band from 1982. Fucking badass. It used to be in a comp called Party or Go Home. It's a comp from 1983. And there's just that Willful Neglect band, man. I don't know, man. I recently got their vinyl record, the vintage OG from '82. I was just like, damn, like kind of obsessed with it right now. So like I've been on that first album on The Willful Neglect, and then I'm on their second album too. So that's what I've been on so far at the moment. Some hardcore punk and shit. Let's see, to be honest, I'll mention locals. I've been on Sedated Sensation. I'm not gonna lie, dude. That band is fucking good. I fucking love them. Those fools are just good in general. Like as for like those fools talents is just fucking awesome. I'm glad Tino got in that band because it's like a perfect fit for them three to be in it. Raider, fucking Anthony and Tino. Yeah, that's like a perfect trio there. But I've been on Sedated. I'm not gonna lie, that album is fucking badass. If you guys haven't listened to it, listen to their fucking album. This shit's fucking sick. And also their first little 2 singles they took out on Spotify like a long time ago is the Skate and Overkill. That's just fucking tight. So that's what I've been on lately too, like on Sedated. That's one of my favorite bands right now, top 1 for sure. Sedated Sensation. Sheesh. Any band that I think it's underrated? Let's see. Honestly, the band I think is underrated is fucking like Neos, Koro. Those are bands from like that never even made it out there. Let's see, Violent Tumor. That shit's very underrated. Let's see. I gotta see. To be honest, fuck. There's a bunch of bands that I actually know, but I'm kind of brain farting right now. But so far, Neos and Koro is like my favorite underrated bands that I think so far, because those fools are not out there at all. Oh, and Anti. This is Anti. Fuck. Damn, this one's a little tricky here. But so far, that's what I know. I think that's underrated. So those 4 bands. So and Potential Threat as well. Shit. Toxic 3. There's so many bands. To be honest, I could name like a bunch, but I'm brain farting. But those are the bands that I think that are underrated so far, and that never made it at all in their life. So right now, for like Shop Boys, I'd say for Shop Boys right now, what we're doing right now is we're trying to like record another EP soon. So we're not sure when we'll be in the studio, but we're looking forward to recording like at least a bunch of songs for the new EP. It's probably gonna be like 12 songs. It depends, like on some DRI shit, like short songs, but in like an EP instead of an album. So right now we're just focused on that and releasing it and having a Shop Boys release EP soon for sure. So that's what's gonna be happening soon, and hopefully play a lot more shows this year. Hopefully for Shop Boys and shit, where you guys could come through and have some fun. That's just tight as fuck, real Wheelmas hardcore, you know. Honestly, that's crazy to think about. Honestly, I feel like I'd have a better job. I don't like working where I'm at right now, so it's pretty whack. I'm not gonna say where, but it's just trash, bro. I don't really like it. But hopefully I get a better paying job. It's a decent job, but for the next 5 years, I just know that I'm gonna have right now life is going good, so I'm happy about that. So the next 5 years, I know I'll be wealthy, healthy, working out, and honestly with my girl and family. So and hopefully maybe Shop Boys is still going. Probably 5 years later, fucking 30 years old and shit. But fuck it. I mean, I'd willing to like go as much as I can until I die. To be honest, doesn't matter if the band like just dies out after the 5 years. Fuck it, you know. We left a little history there for you guys to listen to and some music, you know, so you won't forget about us. So the next 5 years, I hope it goes well. So technically, wealthy job, my girlfriend, my family, and you guys, the fans of Shop Boys. Hopefully, have you guys around the next 5 years too. Yeah. Honestly, punk to me is fucking tight as fuck. Like I just love the hardcore punk scene, and like the even back then scene isn't. I just love it. That's what I think hardcore punk means a lot to me, because I just love that music they make. It like they don't give a fuck about making music. They say whatever the fuck they want. And they just, even if they fuck up in the like studio, they still put it in the EP and makes it sound more tight. Like minor fuck ups. I don't know, man. I feel like hardcore punk is like you can do whatever you want and it doesn't matter, and it still comes out clean no matter what, whatever music you make into it. So that's what I think about hardcore punk. I think I love it that much that it doesn't matter what you do with the punk music you have, it's gonna still be tight as fuck if you put your potential and talent and everything. That's what I think about punk, and that's what I like about punk. Hardcore punk, any type of punk, oi, all that type shit. As long as it says punk on it, the OG though, 80s, yeah, fuck with it heavy. That's what I think about punk for myself. Yeah. A message I'd say is stop doing fucking hardcore drugs. Like I say that shit's whack as fuck. I don't think it's good for you. And like that NOS shit, Xanax, mixing, if anything, alcohol. Like if you're over age 21 plus, okay, drink, go ahead, you're fucking responsible for that. But if you're underage and doing dumb shit, not taking care of yourself, and just fucking around, being a troublemaker, yeah, don't be in the scene. To be honest, you gotta grow up, man. Just don't do it. I say everyone should learn from their mistakes, even if you do something bad with the drugs. Like, just learn from it. The thing I do recommend is just weed. Weed is good for you. I think it's like a therapist to anyone who smokes weed. If it's not for you, then don't smoke it. And it's simple. So if you're straight edge, I respect that. There's nothing wrong with being straight, like straight edge. So that's fine. So don't worry about that. And yeah, just the people who do just hardcore drugs, just stay out of the scene, man. It's not good for you. That shit's fucked up. You're hurting yourself, and you're like burning out the scenes too. So keep that shit out of here. Dude, yeah. Big shout out to Shop Boys, our own band first, man. I'm sorry. You know, we're like, feel like we have potential in there. You know, I love my band, so like for sure I want to shout out our own band, the Shop Boys. If you haven't scoped out the demo, go scope it out. You know, you're missing out. We're making cassettes, so keep through on that. So, and a bunch of other shit that I'm not telling you. So, technically, shout out to us, of course, and Sedated, Piss, PDW, Guero. Let's see, how many other bands we got out here? Fried Smooth. Shit. If I said Sedated already, I think I did, huh? Okay, good, yeah. Let's see. Automatic Lovers, Jackpot. Let's see, any other? Deviated State. Shit, we can't forget those fools. Those fools are hard as fuck, too. And let's see. I think that's it. I don't want to. Oh, Beach Waste. We can't forget Beach Waste. Shit, who else are we missing, bro? I don't want to miss. No, ma'am. Just shout out to all those bands, man. If it wasn't for them, I think we would have never be where we're at, too. So, like, because we play with those guys. So that shit's tight as fuck to play with, and it's an honor, too. So it's fun playing with those bands. And I want to make sure that's all the bands, unless the bands that I know of, at least, unless I'm brain farting, too. So, let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. If I miss any bands, I'm sorry, but you just know that you're the homies either way. Like, to all the bands, shout out to all the bands. Support your local bands. Don't forget that. So, also that, shout out to all the bands. So, yeah, that's my shout outs right there. Shout out to this guy who's interviewing me. So go support him too, cause this was tight as fuck. I fuck with this guy. So support his shit. Don't be weird. So like his shit, follow him and everything. This guy's dope as fuck. This interview was fun, and I'm glad I was actually ballsy enough to do it.